Hello, this is David Coreen, and welcome to another Boolean search session. Joining me today, I have a few of my superstars from Davron. Eric Maddox, he's our senior recruiter. He's also a shareholder. Also, not on the screen, but I'll introduce them. Blake Coen, he is the director of recruiting for Davron, a seasoned in the trenches warrior himself. And one of our newest, in fact, our newest recruiter, Paula Gomolla. Hello, everybody.
Hey, David. Good morning. Morning.
So today we're going to be doing a Boolean search on Monster for a construction estimator. As is pretty typical with construction firms, they're really not going to give you a huge, elaborate job description. But in talking with our client, I think it's very important. I'll digress here to get on the phone as a headhunter, as a recruiter, with your client, dig deep, find out further exactly what it is that they're looking for. So some brief bullet points that I'll kind of summarize that were relayed to me earlier by our senior recruiter shareholder, Eric Maddox. The position itself is in Armonk, New York. The company generally is looking for a general construction estimator. The estimator is the title that they're giving it. Takeoffs, quantity takeoffs, just real basic estimating takeoff from blueprint type of work. Now, the software that they're using, that's old school. They're just using Excel. Just get on in there, put the prices right into the formula sheets, and you're ready to go. And the other very critical thing, Eric, that I think was relayed to you by your client was that they really have to be local. Tell me a little bit about that, because I think you said you found him somebody that was in New Jersey and was willing to commute or even reload. What did your client have to say about that?
Yeah, she and I spoke in depth about it. I've had a couple different candidates I submitted and tried to get them closer and closer. One of the things she had an issue was the commute. New York and New Jersey, the area in the Northeast is very congested, so driving 40 miles can take 2 hours, an hour and a half, whatever it may be. In this case, I did find her someone from New Jersey, about 40 miles away, and was perfect. She had all the experience we needed, very nice lady, and wasn't looking for anything crazy as far as salary goes. I thought she was a good fit. The owner of this company in particular said, no, I'm not going to work with someone who's going to have to do that commute daily because it can get worse and worse over time. And so I need someone more local. Find me somebody who's going to be closer.
Low-hanging fruit. I kind of tend to agree with all that, Eric. I know that everybody in this room lives in either Land O'Lakes or within just a few miles, and that's important. And I can understand where that owner is coming from as well. And even more importantly, even if you do have a candidate that says, I have no problem with a commute, I don't mind driving or sitting on a train rather, helicopter, whatever they do over there in New York, for a couple of hours while listening to books on tape. But we are here to find both the candidate and the client that's an ideal match. So you have, in no unambiguous terms, your contact there, the owner of the company saying, find me somebody that lives really close. Eric, you live really close to the office. Blake, you do as well. Paula, you as well. It's a huge advantage, isn't it?
100%, yeah. That commute can make the world of difference when you're taking on a new position or, you're looking for a new opportunity. You're definitely keeping that in mind.
It seems to me that when you live in that part of the world, New York, a more congested, urbanized area, kind of comes with the territory, doesn't it? We live out in a city called Land O'Lakes, north of Tampa, where you get a little bit of breathing room. But nonetheless, we have somebody over here that says, I really want somebody local, so we're going to go for some low-hanging fruit. Now, in this case, because they're looking for somebody with about 4 years of experience, kind of telegraphs to me that they're very flexible on the whole thing. Somebody that will make their life easier and hit the ground running. We're not here to convince them to hire somebody that has no experience as an estimator. But I think we got a lot of flexibility here. Excel's a very common program. We're not using something that is very industry specific, say quick bid or heavy bid or the like. So I think we got some type of a chance here. They're also very flexible on the kind of experience. As I kind of scroll down here and look at the kind of facilities that our client builds, airport facilities, bus, subway, hotels, industrial facilities, and the like, and kind of scroll through there. Okay. Well, do a lot of different buildings. I don't know that we need to capture all of these thoughts over here, Eric, as far as the kind of person that we're looking for. Now, if I'm right, one thing I know is this, that estimators, much like superintendents, do not know how to spell. Oh, yeah, I messed that up myself. Isn't that ironic? And I wrote it wrong. That is some irony there. They don't know how to spell that, what they do for a living, in some crazy way. So I hope that this gives us some opportunity, if you are new to Boolean searches, to get into the head of the resume writer, the job seeker, because your job's not here to correct how they spell estimator or superintendent or the like. Your job is to find the right person. If you're a skilled matchmaker, a skilled headhunter, you're going to help their resume along as well. You know, make your candidate look silly, your client. But let's see if my example is right over here. So at its most basic thought, they're looking for an estimator. It's named that way. And in some ways, Eric, I think we're kind of lucky because the construction industry kind of has somewhat standardized titles. I've already given two of them: estimator, a superintendent. So I'm going to focus on the word estimator. By the way, if you would like more information on constructing your own Boolean searches, if you're interested in getting a position or finding the candidate of your dreams, the job of your dreams, please contact us. So I'm going to go to Monster. I think Monster is a pretty good site for being able to show basic Boolean searches. I think that they have a very good Boolean program. It's standard. So I think it's a good place to go. Now, one thing I've noticed is that everything's becoming much more algorithmic driven or semantic driven. I don't think their Power Resume search that you guys see here on your screen is quite ready for prime time. And you really can't execute Boolean searches on it. They're trying to make it easy on you over here, and that's fine. I think that's a good start for beginning recruiters. But the purpose of this webinar, as well as this lesson overall, is to focus on Boolean searches. I like to go to all resumes. There's no reason for me to cut it off after a week or a month or 3 months. You'll see that you can simply just scroll down the page and decide when you want to cut it off yourself. Monster, as almost every other job board, makes it easy on you. They have the main keyword search bar over here. Now, we know that our client, and I'll kind of fill this in as we go along, is looking for somebody that is really close. And I have on here the zip code as being 10504. Eric, can you help me remember that?
Got it.
Okay. And 50 miles, that's like 3 years away by commute. What do you think? Seems like 20 miles even seems a little bit far, Eric. What's your gut feel tell you? How close are we ideally looking for our estimator here?
Well, I'd say 20 is probably about as far as we're going to go. So depending on how low the hanging fruit we get, maybe the amount that we get back to narrow them down possibly, but I'm not sure about the numbers we're going to get. So yeah, I'd go with 5 miles, see what we have real close, and then expand if needed.
Right on. Completely agreed. And that's the evolution of any search and the evolution of any Boolean, spoken like somebody that's been there, done that 1,000 times. So we're going to go within 5 miles. Now you'll notice that in addition to the main search bar over here, we've got a few other ways to slice and dice it. The most recent employer, if you're looking for somebody that used to work at, what's up there? Chase? No, that's in Chicago. Goldman Sachs. or if you're looking for in their most recent job description that they've worked on industrial facilities, wastewater plants, what have you, you can put that right in here. Looking for a Harvard graduate, you can put it in here. But in this case, we're looking for an estimator. I'm going to try to spell estimator correctly here. You will find that the data is only as good as what was entered in by the candidate. So some people, candidates, people posting their resume on Monster, do not take the time to fill out their most recent job title. If they haven't taken the time to fill out their most recent job title, that person will not be found. So we generally tend to avoid using this area over here in conducting our searches, but in hanging with that low-hanging fruit or staying with that thought, I'm just going to go ahead and see how many estimators are right there that have the title, most recent job title at that, of estimator. And we got one.
Senior designer estimator.
That's right. So I'm going to delete it over here, and just to prove to everybody that I do know how to spell that word. Am I getting it right, Eric?
You're so close. Finish it up. Looking good.
Thank you, sir. Got it. I just deleted it off of the most recent job title, threw it up in the keywords. Survey says 10. And I think that that really illustrates my point. If you take a look over here, there is no most recent title, no most recent title. Nicole over here is an administrator or an admin for TheraCare. Carter Fox is a project manager. That means that somewhere along the line, and I imagine that our estimator, well, this guy knows how to use keyword optimization. So hats off to Abel Maddox. I hope I got that right. Because he's got a whole bunch of different stuff that he's put in here. But you notice that the rest of the people do not have that. Are they the right people? The only way to really find out is obviously to go granularly and look at the actual resumes themselves. You'll notice that rather than clicking on here, I click on this little square, which will bring up a new pop-up window. Let's see if I can make that easier for you. And we've got the estimator title over here. Looks like, was it Carlos Vargas has done it from 03 to 2011. And some design thoughts and so on. The purpose of this particular session isn't specifically to pick out the exact candidate that we're going to target for our client, but more to illustrate the effect of how Booleans come up on search results, why they come up the way that they do. So here we've got Jim Vanderpool. Jim, estimator and a project manager. We see that regularly. And I think that if you want to get granular when you are headhunting, when you are recruiting for your clients, that's when you're going to start to really dig deep, find out what kind of projects has this person been working on. You would go to DePreter and Robertson. Well, this is kind of ways back because he's got the resume going the opposite direction. Cat's Paw Builders, obviously find out more on exactly the kind of projects that this person is working on. My suspicion is, given his most recent experience, ELV interior renovations, probably not, given that our client is working on outer, larger type of projects, but that's for Eric to discern later as a matchmaker himself. So I'm not really going to click through the rest of these resumes, but I do want to show a couple of other thoughts to you as far as how we can really drill down. We may need to expand a little bit further, though, Eric, because we only got 10 people within this area. So I'm just within 5 miles. Let's see what happens with the evolution of a Boolean as you start expanding. Eric, what say you, sir? Will your client, after yelling at you for finding him somebody that was 35 or 40 miles away, do you think he'll yell just as hard if you tell him you found him somebody that was 10 miles away?
I think she'd be very excited to talk talk to them if I found her the right person, and I wouldn't present them unless I thought they were. So I think 10 miles should be thrilled.
Phenomenal. You know how to talk somebody right off of a cliff, Eric. Find him somebody that's closer than 40 miles. 10 miles sounds reasonable. We're executing the exact same search, doubling the distance to 10 instead of 5. And we must have hit something really serious because our results quadrupled more so. 46 instead of 10. I want to show you, I'm hoping I look right on this one, but this is a kind of an evolution here. And let's go back. And our first thought was that we have estimator, but I was joking around while misspelling estimator, that estimators don't know how to spell estimator. So let's say that that's our Boolean. I'm not having a good day, and it's highlighted too. I just want you guys to know it's just as painful for me doing this.
I don't know. It's pretty entertaining. I think it's great.
It's terrible, Eric. I can't help it. I don't know what I'm doing over here. Boolean thought. I got this now. I'm on a roll. Don't stop me. Boolean thought number 1 was estimator. Okay, so how about I just write number 2 and save us all the headache?
Love it. What do you think is one of the main things that they mess up with estimator? You think that the ending of it, right? An ER instead of an OR, things like that?
Well, that's exactly right. And even Microsoft here wants to correct me, but that's exactly right. And the other thought of it is this. Estimators do misspell estimator. And that's exactly right, spoken like a seasoned headhunter. But we're also going to be able to find other things after the asterisk wildcard. Blake, if I put in estimat, can you give me some examples of what you could see coming up in a resume, given that wildcard after the T?
You would be able to see people that have estimate, estimating, estimator. All those keywords will come back to you in resume form, highlighting that experience.
Exactly. Okay, how about I not try to highlight it on my own end, and I execute that on Monster? So I kind of want to go back and see if we actually found somebody that misspelled estimator. And I'm going to go into their most recent job title. And again, we already know not everybody's going to show up, but let's see. Estimator. Okay, these guys got it right. But Eric, there is no stopping me. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go out 100 miles because I want to show the people listening to us right now that estimators misspell the word estimator. I'm like, where did it all go? There's nothing here left. Y'all see, no? Let's try this one more time. This must be either entertaining or painful for the people listening to our stuff on YouTube here. So here we go. Estimate. Did it delete the zip code? It did not. We have nothing over here. Most recent title. Bring it to me. Oh my. Well, we do have some examples over here. Estimating, if we had written estimator, would not have come up. Estimator. Oh, yeah, somebody in there. Estimating. All right. This morning, every estimator learned how to spell estimator. Eric, I'm not giving up.
I don't think you should.
How about I just misspell estimator and see who misspelled? Bam! There he is. And he's 97 miles away, Eric. Okay. So now that we're all done having fun, and we're going to go and modify the search, but I'm sorry about that, Joseph. Somebody get Joseph. Eric, will you get Joseph, please, and tell him to rewrite that as a service. All right. So again, some different ways that you can, just as a further perpetuation as a headhunter, slice and dice and find the people that you're looking for. Let's be a little bit more serious. I'm going to tighten it up over here. Go back to 10 miles. Everybody within 10 miles, by the way, Eric, of that area knows how to spell estimator.
Thank goodness.
Eric, 3 of them over here with that title. What does that change? There's Abel again. We got a few more people. Project administrator and an estimator right over here. Builders group. And a straight up estimator over here as well. And it looks like we're getting pretty close here. You got somebody who's working for a construction company, somebody else. Again, the purpose of this Boolean lesson is not to identify the exact right person for our client, just to kind of show where is this showing up. And we'll evolve this Boolean, hopefully. Oh boy. Can y'all see me still?
Yes, sir.
Oh, what just happened there? Sorry about that. All right. And we go to a much more robust result. I'm going to modify this because this doesn't look right to me. And this time I don't think I did it wrong. We had over 1,000. This is right. 10 miles. There are not over 1,000 estimators within 10 miles that have that word in there. Some didn't go right with Monster's results.
It does seem pretty big for that small.
It just seems incredibly high. What is it? That was incredible. We're within 10 miles. Guy estimating. You think I should just blow this whole thing up and smash my computer and then see what happens?
That would be amazing.
That would be the best video yet.
All right. How about I just do a whole new search, Eric?
Holy cow.
We just bust this thing all out. And you get to watch me spell estimator one more time. This is, by the way, why our 15-minute Boolean search sessions last 3 or 4 hours. Eric, do you even remember what the zip code of that whole place was?
0504.
One more time, please.
10504.
Got it? So we're going to try this one more time, and if we keep getting that many people, I'm going to stop paying Monster. Well, we certainly are. So I can't quite tell you why we're getting such large results. We're going to find out ourselves.
Agreed.
Well, something's not right with Monster. Do you guys see this?
Yeah. You have reached your resume limit.
Nah, that doesn't sound right to me either. They're not cutting me off, are they?
Well, last time I got that, they were cutting me off. We had to call them. I'm hoping it's just something going on here.
Let's try this one more time. Hey, let's go 5 miles. Let's see what we get. It feels like there's some sort of a glitch within Monster as opposed to what we're getting here, because we're getting the results that we did previously. But it appears to me that when I adjust the Boolean to try to capture what our director of recruiting, Blake Coen, had to say regarding estimator, and the misspellings. It's not quite bringing it back. Okay, that looks a little bit better, doesn't it, folks? Eric, it is about persistence, I tell you, young man. You see that? Don't give up, and look what you get.
I'm following your lead.
Thank you, sir. I feel bad for anybody listening to this, you and anybody in that room. Let's give Jeff Abbey a call. Not to be confused with ABBA, the band. You remember that one, Eric?
Oh yeah, they're a great band.
Love. Estimations looks like a ways back, obviously, but the purpose of this is to really try to capture and understand what it is that is coming up and why. So here we have different iterations of the word estimate. So I'm going to try to move this along a little bit quicker here and see if I get. Now, if I hit return, I get the next slide. I'm going to go with number 3. We know that this works. Basic operator. And next thought. We know that estimators do what? Takeoffs. Takeoffs from blueprints. They're taking off information, quantities, whatever is on there, translating it, in this case, to Excel, getting prices on it, or rather estimating the price on it. So the word takeoff is actually quite specific to the construction and the estimating profession. But we also know that there are many ways of using the word takeoff. We saw over here, for instance, that our client suggested it being used as 2 words. But we've also seen it as 1. We've also seen it as hyphenated. And we've also seen it as singular takeoff or takeoffs. So for the purposes of this, I'm not going to use the asterisk because we already have it over here. There is a glitch within Monster. If you use quotes and an asterisk at the end, it will return the right results. It will not highlight them for you in the resume. And I kind of want things highlighted right now for me, Eric. So listen to any of our other Boolean search sessions on YouTube, and you'll see the glitch that we see here. So we have takeoff, or I'm just going to go with takeoffs. And I just want to be precise here. Although Monster does not need the operator or capitalized, old school Booleans did. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, I guess. So I'm going to stick with it and have it stick out for our audience here as well. Takeoff or takeoffs, or I'm going to quote this. Why am I putting this in quotes here? If I just have take, space, offs, what will happen? Eric, Blake, tell me.
It will identify any resume that just has a simple word of take and off anywhere in the resume. They don't have to be next to each other. They can be one at the top, one at the bottom. There's no rhyme or reason to it. If you get the quotes, the words have to be together and it has to make the word come back.
Completely agreed. And if you want takeoffs or takeoff to look exactly like that, then you have to put it exactly like that in quotes. And exactly what Blake said. Take could be at the top of the resume. Off could be at the bottom of the resume. It's not exactly what our client or what we're looking for. So make it easy on yourself. If you want it to come back exactly like you want it to look, put it in quotes. Now, what am I doing here, though? I've got estimate and the different versions of it. I've already talked about that. We've already talked about quotes. But further, I have all the iterations of takeoffs within a set of parentheses, don't I, Eric? Now, what does all that do for us?
That breaks it up. When we're using our parentheses, it's going to break it into a thought. So everything within that parenthesis is going to be one thought. So So takeoffs, every which way you've spelled it is going to come back. It's going to look for all of those options, any one of them. So if one of them come up, it's going to be or. That's the key word for this one to operate. So with all of ors being inside that one thought, it's going to pick up anything that may have any of those words in there.
And it must have the word estimate with an asterisk, or estimator, estimating, or the misspelling of it at all. So it must have estimator, and it's got to have one of these versions of takeoffs. Is that right? Is that what we're going to get back?
Absolutely.
There is no stopping us now for sure. So I am just going to hope that Monster is behaving. Simple cut and paste, which this morning hadn't been all that simple for us. Hopefully we're still within that 10-mile radius. And hopefully we get less than 150 candidates, because we're asking for them to not just have estimates or estimating, but we're asking them to have takeoff in there as well. Well, let's see what they have to say about that. And it looks like we got 5. I'm going to go into these resumes, take a quick peek, see why they're coming up. Okay. I know it's a little bit small on the screen, but can you guys see that? Takeoffs? And do you see how they have estimates right over here, Eric?
Yep.
What about that? Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal. Touchscreen technology. Watch, just because I'm bragging, things are going to go haywire any moment. Nope, we're on a roll. I told you there wasn't any stopping us, Eric. In that case, why don't we take a look at Nicole and see how that all treats us? 5.9 miles. Will your client yell at you for somebody 5.9 miles away, Eric?
I think she's going to be pretty receptive. She might actually speak to me.
I love that. And client relationships that are non-combative and non-confrontational are always good. Again, the purpose of this is obviously, I'm going to try to blow this up one more time for the people looking at this at home. Is not to specifically identify the exact right person, but to show how it is that these Booleans are going to come up within resumes or whatever document it is that you're really looking for. For the purposes of this, we're headhunters, we're looking for people, but doesn't necessarily mean that we're specifically going to identify these. Here, it looks like this person was an estimating intern. Not all that long ago, teacher's assistant, Department of Engineering, and a bachelor's of science. Can't quite tell. It looks like not that far. Recently, actually, huh? Oh, Nicole Marmo. Just at first blush, looks like a possibility. So, Eric, I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. We're going to sum this all up and see if we can kind of go through this one more time. So we executed a search that was for a construction estimator. We know that our client specifically is looking for somebody really close. We tried 5 miles, a little too close. 10 miles seems reasonable to me. Eric seems to think that his client will be happy with that as well. Further, we started evolving our Boolean thoughts, started with estimator. We joke a little bit about how estimators don't know how to spell estimator, but I promise you they do not. And superintendents, it gets even more confusing from there. So we changed it up, freed up the word estimator, put an asterisk wild card, and we got all the different iterations. But then we had too many, felt that we still needed to tighten up a different word, picked one that was not only in the job description, but just being seasoned headhunters that are focused on the engineering, architecture, and construction industry, because those guys are the ones that actually put those dreams where we all go to work, live, what have you. Eric, they build prison facilities as well. So some of that too, put in takeoffs, and we saw the results that we got. If you're interested in learning more about executing Boolean searches, we're available on a consultative basis. If you're looking for a job, we've developed an outplacement service that actually allows you to search just like the Davron pros. Hey, even though I'm not very professional today, I'm sorry about all that, folks. But it's a data mining engine that allows you to look at literally millions and millions of records, just about every company in the country, just about every person that works at that company, and more importantly, their direct contact information, their email, their phone number, and most of the time we've got their resume, links to social media and the like. I hope that you folks give us a call and give us a shot on that. You can reach us at 813-961-6632 or visit us on the net, davron.net. So, Eric, if they want to get a hold of you, how do they reach you, sir?
They can reach me at emaddox, EMADDOX, at davron.net, or they can feel free to give me a call anytime, Monday through Friday, 10 to 5, at 813-961-6632, and I'm extension 32.
Okay, Eric, did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
So, 813-961-6632, extension 32, for a good time call or to execute Boolean searches. I hope you guys had as much fun as we all did over here. Thank you so much again for joining us. On behalf of Davron, this is David Coreen, Eric Maddox, Blake Coen, and our newest recruiter. I'm sorry if I scared you, Paula. It's all my fault. Please don't quit. And please join us some more and keep tuning in. Thank you so much, folks. Bye-bye.